Hi, everyone. It's Melanie Warner here with Defining Moments TV. I have a very special guest I want to introduce you to today. Please welcome to the show Marissa Johnason. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Marissa, we had the pleasure of meeting in person recently, and my daughter happened to be in the room. And Marissa said something, and my daughter turned to me and said, "That just changed my life." And she's in her 20s trying to live life her way. She's a professional actress in Los Angeles. So she has so much going on, and she's just like, "Oh my gosh, I needed to hear that." And I will have her share that in just a little bit. But first, I want Marissa to I want you to be able to share with our audience a special defining moment in your life.
Well, I've had a number of them. Noel mentioned in an interview that you did with him that he'd had more than one. And I don't think it's possible to get half a decade on and more without having had a few, right? So the most recent one, though, is having had a stroke. And when I had a stroke, I realized that, time compressed in a whole different way. We all kind of have this sense that we are moving through time and it is a limited thing. We have a certain amount of it. It's not a renewable thing. It doesn't come back. We all have that sense. But when you have one of these kind of events in your life, it takes on a whole new meaning. And I realized I had things that I still wanted to share, that if I did not get busy and get with it and share them, they were going to go to the grave with me sometime at some point. And I'm just grateful that when I had that stroke, it wasn't a huge one, it was small. And I've been given a reprieve. I have this second chance. And so using this second chance wisely is hugely important to me. I believe I'm a woman of faith. I believe that God preserved my life and put me here on the earth for a specific purpose. And it isn't just all wrapped up in home and family. That's a big part of it. But the other purpose is to act as one of his agents and conduits to pass along the love that he wants to share. And part of that love looks like how we decide. And I needed to get
Mm.
that out.
So, I love that story. And I'm really glad that you survived, obviously, because a lot of people, they have a stroke, their lives look very different afterwards. And you know more than anyone because you are a trauma nurse and on a helicopter. So tell us about how that journey led to you creating the system that you have and more about this book that you wrote.
Well, being a helicopter nurse has afforded me multiple opportunities to see people living through the results of their decisions that weren't good ones. There were lots of decisions that have, like, I remember one guy, it was at New Year's, it was cold, um, it was a bad time of year, and to be traveling, and certainly by air, but fortunately the weather was good enough that it was flyable. And he got drunk with some of his buddies and he had some fireworks. And it was one of those here, hold my beer moments. And he blew his hand apart and he had shrapnel wounds on his chest and thorax and everything. And we had to move him quickly with a hand injury that's a time limited thing for neurovascular surgery and repair. So we had to quickly get him to UC Davis Medical Center for help and where he could get his hand somewhat repaired. It's never going to be like it used to be, but I mean, it was just a rapid decision that was a poor one. But there are other decisions too that are not quite so rapid, but that still can have some poor outcomes. When you consider that the biggest killers on earth are heart disease, stroke, and cancer, there are things that we can be doing to promote our own health to maybe sidestep some of those ill effects, right? And so those are a series of decisions that can be made better. And then, when I sat down and thought about what I know about decision making, I realized it was my career that taught me so much. And I got decision making tools, tips, and tricks from being forced to make decisions quickly. And sometimes I have to make them within seconds, and sometimes I have a few minutes. But the point is, it didn't come through just a haphazard means. It came through a specific and consistently applied process. And so I realized I could actually share that with people. It's the same thing that we use in healthcare and medicine. It's just been retooled a little bit to be more generally applicable to the wider population. And the biggest population that I get concerned for are the young people, the ones that say, "Here, hold my beer," and then do
Mhm.
something stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And
Mm.
when you're younger, I mean, we define that as like being, young adult, teenager to early adult, making massive decisions in their lives. Like, think about it. My son is 23. And when he was in high school for 2 years, he worked at a
Mm.
senior living facility, and it was the best education for him. He saw how people aged. I mean, what a gift for like a young adult, right? He got to see decisions people made when they were his age and how it manifested, day to day. It's not an overnight thing, but like the decisions you make when you're young affect how you age and it affect your quality of life at that age. So
Yes.
he was able to instantly see himself in the future and
Yeah.
how they had made decisions. And I thought, wow, I wish every young person could be exposed to working in senior care and be able to see right in front of them how those choices they made at that age affect your outcome in life. If you're lucky enough to live to be that age, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So think of all the decisions that young people make. If you guys are parents out there, right? If you're
Yeah.
parents out there, would you rather your kids, would you rather give them resources or resourcefulness? Every parent I know says resourcefulness. And the
Mhm.
way that you teach resourcefulness, it means you don't give your kids everything. You become resourceful because you didn't get what you wanted
Yep.
because you made mistakes and you can't explain that to people. They have to experience it. So
Mhm.
we want to protect our kids and say, hey, if you just knew what I know, and I could go back and talk to my younger self and teach you a way to avoid these mistakes that I made that cost me 10, 20, 30 years of my life.
Mhm.
That's the beauty of making better decisions at this age
Yes.
and knowing the outcome of those decisions. And because of your background as a trauma nurse, we all know about triage. When you go in the hospital, right? You go through triage, you get this assessment, and they decide how serious is your injury, how urgent is it, and then you get that priority based on how serious your illness is. But when you're a helicopter nurse, like you said, you have seconds or minutes to decide, and that decision can mean life or death for somebody else.
You
So,
can.
so
Yeah.
can you share with us those powerful words that you shared with my daughter that day? Because I've repeated them often, and I have seen a difference in people's behavior instantly when they know this. They learn this, they never forget it. And I even applied it in my son when I was watching his team play basketball one day, shared it with his team and the coach, and they turned the whole game around because they were not running with this frenzy urgency, like they just had to go fast. Right. And it was like, we have this theory, and we've taught our kids this by mistake, that in order to be successful, you've got to be busy. It means you're supposed to be juggling a lot of things. And that's accidentally what we have inadvertently taught the next generation. And it's
Yeah.
not true. It's not true. So, Marissa, if you wouldn't mind sharing that, I think that's going to really affect a lot of people.
Well, this is a tool that I learned and borrowed from the military. And we say it to ourselves in air medicine, some of us, and I say it to myself to kind of calm and quiet my head and get some peaceful space quickly. And that is that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And if you can just calm your head down, all of a sudden things kind of clear up and you know exactly what you need to do and how to, with sort of pinpoint accuracy, apply your energy and time and focus in a moment in order to get something done, in order to be effective, in order to achieve the accomplishment. And so slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
I love it. And along this journey in your own healing and being in healthcare, you've seen the consequences of people making good decisions and bad decisions, and even
Yes.
how a good decision can affect people along the way. Is
Yeah.
there something you want to share about that?
Oh, of course. So a good decision that impacted me most most significantly was made by my mother. So I was born to a 16-year-old, and I think that we would all agree that getting pregnant at the age of 16 is not a great plan. It isn't usually met with lots of enthusiastic yay support.
Support, right?
Hey. But she did get pregnant, and she realized quickly that she had to come up with a solution and a plan that made sense. And in her mind, it was not acceptable for her to get an abortion. And it was during a time in the late 60s where abortion was really starting to find some support and gather strength. But for her, it wasn't the right decision. And so she struggled back and forth over making a decision about what to do for me. And in my book, I do discuss this a little bit about making decisions for others and making decisions by. You make decisions are made by us, and then we also have decisions made for us sometimes. And in this case, this was a decision made for me, and it turned out to be the most powerful decision ever. I was listening to a Ben Carson podcast, and he was interviewing somebody who made the observation that a one person can affect by a factor of 17 in the positive the lives of other people. Well,
Wow, that's amazing to think about
isn't
one
that
decision.
amazing? One
Yeah.
person. So I can make the benefit or multiply the benefit of the blessing I was given for being alive by 17 times. And I
Wow.
believe I've done that. I've got children who are now launched into careers where they are helping others. I personally have helped others as much as I can as a nurse for over 30 years. And now I'm trying to share with everybody what I've learned, and that what I've learned can actually be useful to them. And that's why I'm here. And I really believe that, my preservation of being here was significant and purposeful and specific. My mom did not realize when she got pregnant with me that she had contracted the rubella, uh, and rubella can really damage a baby. So she didn't really realize that, but had she not been kicked out of her home, ran to her boyfriend's family, who then got her lined up with medical care because her boyfriend's dad was a pharmaceutical sales rep for an OB doctor.
Wow.
All of that had to line up just so.
Yeah. All of those decisions had to line
They
up in the
all had to
perfect
line
way.
up just so, and within a very specific time period, because you have about 2 to 4 weeks. When a woman is positive rubella, you have about 2 to 4 weeks to take action to protect the fetus. So
Wow.
all of that had to line up and in a very specific order, in a very specific time frame, in order that I would be saved, and it happened. That to me is evidence that I was meant to be here, and I was meant to put to work for others the benefits of my being here.
And I
And
think that's
so,
such a powerful message for people too that have been adopted, because I know a lot of people that have been adopted that can take this feeling of like, oh, there was this abandonment by their mother, but when you realize you were chosen by somebody else, like you were chosen as their child and to raise because they wanted this
yeah,
child, you know what I mean?
yes, it
And
gave the
it's like you can choose to feel abandoned or you can choose and make the decision to feel
yes,
chosen. And
yes,
that is a life-changing story that you tell yourself if you're in that space.
com-
Um, Thank you for sharing that, Marissa. I didn't know all of that. And I love that you're being vulnerable with people because that is really how we learn how to get through. Like you created this decision-making matrix that's in your book as well.
Mhm.
And I want to make sure people know about your book and know, who it's for and how they can get in touch with you. Your book, your print book is out, your ebook is out. You have a special price going on, launch only. It's only $9.95. So if you guys are looking for the greatest gift you can give another human being is the gift of hope, right? It fits right
Yeah.
in your stocking. If you're looking for a Christmas gift, it makes an excellent graduation gift. And what I
Yes.
recommend when you go to graduation parties, and everybody's in there, have them put a little note of their best advice to the graduate. Instead of signing a card, buy this book and have everybody share their best advice. So when that graduate goes off in the world and they're faced alone in their dorm room or in their apartment or wherever they are and they feel alone, truly for the first time as an adult, and they've got to make decisions every single day, they will have this guidance and they will have this love and support of their family and friends carrying them through that moment. That's how we use a lot of these books for graduates as well.
Well, and my love and support too, because I really don't want young people or graduates or, students to feel that they don't have access to what they need. I
Well,
want,
and there's a lot of anxiety at that stage. Like, I have to
yes,
decide right now what I want to do the rest of my life. Most of us, some
no,
of us
slow,
still don't even know what we want to be when we grow up. And
slow
so,
and smooth is fast. You'll get there. Don't
exactly.
worry.
And here's the thing. Indecision is a form of self-abuse. I
Oh yeah.
see more people sabotage themselves by not making a decision. They just don't make a decision, and then the universe, God, their family, somebody else makes a decision for them. And I see people getting stuck. I see this also for people that are, they're empty nesters and their kids are leaving and they're trying to redefine their purpose. People that are retiring and realizing they don't know their purpose anymore. They don't know
Mhm.
if they should decide. They don't know if they should take a side job. They don't know, like, if they're ready to to truly retire. So anybody that's kind of stuck in that sea, that thickness, that fog, that pea soup of indecision that you just feel like you're stuck in it, this is like such a great gift.
It's
So
so damaging. So, yeah, I
mhm.
really want to help people understand that they can decide, they can do it well. This process, once it becomes something that you've done consistently, becomes very automatic. And yes, I have a self-scoring tool. In medicine and healthcare, we use scoring tools all the time. They help us to predict the likelihood of either good or poor outcomes according to disease process. So this scoring tool is available for free. You just need to go to my website, which is wiselifestrategies.com, and uh, look for the scoring tool. The freebie is on there. Also, you can send an email. You can send an email to wiselifestrategies.com and drop me a line. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know that you want the scoring tool, and I'll send it to you. And I'm just here to, like, sort of help people. I know we're going into a new year. A lot of decisions get made. I would like the decisions not to be simple resolutions that just fall off and not get realized, right? I would really like decisions to be made that are um, good, powerful, impactful decisions that really bring to people's hearts, minds, and lives some true benefit.
Absolutely. And they say that when you make a decision from fear, it's not a good decision because fear is driving that boat, right? When you make a decision from power, like your future self, who you have, like when we talk about writing a book, you have to become the person that wrote the best-selling book. You have to become the keynote speaker who's not afraid to get on the stage and is going to just face that and just crush it. You have to become that person who wants to be a coach or wants to mentor somebody. Like for you, writing this book was cathartic and healing and was a transformational experience because
Oh,
you took
yes.
all of your journey the last 20, 30 years and you infused it into this book for young people. So I can't wait to give this book to my kids. I know it's going to make a difference to them. They're in their 20s. I just love this so much. And I mean, I think it's just such a perfect gift for so many different people that are, if you know somebody that's stuck in indecision, it's this great little loving nudge you can give them, that isn't that much more than just a greeting card these days, right?
Right.
And you can even buy it online and ship it for free if you have Amazon Prime, which is cool. And
And I
go to
do.
the website. Oh, go to the website, make sure you get the free gift
Mhm.
and connect with Marissa because there's so much more that she can connect with you on as well.
Yeah, and I would like to also serve as sort of a resource for parents with this book. Uh, there's always opportunities for kids and their parents to get into some measure of conflict. And I would like to be the one that runs interference for both the kids and the parents so that they don't have to have that decision making be the conflict. Like, if they can use the book, then they can like blame it on me or something, like, right, and preserve their relationship.
I
That's what I
love that.
prefer.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Marissa, for being here, for all that you do, just being you. And I mean, I'm telling you, if any of you said, "Hey, I want to write a book," and you say, "I'm too busy," I want you to look at this woman who is a wife and a mother, was planning her daughter's wedding, was working 24-hour shifts as a nurse full time, and still managed to get her book completely written, launched to become a bestseller. Congratulations, all within a matter of like 8 weeks or so. Like it all happened fairly quickly, between 8 to 12 weeks, I would say, right, Marissa? Like it
Yeah.
was, you made it happen. You didn't make excuses and you stayed focused. So I'm really proud of you. Like I said, you're the poster child of too busy disorder. Like anybody could
Oh
use
my
that
word.
card. But
Yes.
you made, and you had a new puppy. Oh my gosh, you had so much going
Two.
on.
Two new
And
puppies.
you did it.
Yes, I did it.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So well, and if y'all are interested in learning how Marissa did this, and like you want to get these things out of your head, out of your heart, and into the hands of people out there, just like Marissa did, go to our website, mydefiningmoments.com. We'll, fill out an application to work with us. We'll get on the phone with someone from our team, one of our producers, one of our publishers. Let's just figure out how we can get that book out of you and get this little book baby in the world. My dad used to say that no matter how hard they tried, 9 women can't have a baby in a month. But by goodness, our team can help you give birth to your book baby in a month, or a little bit more than that if you need it. So don't leave that legacy inside of you, because there are so many people that need what you have, and only what you have is your gift. And we love celebrating that every day at Defining Moments. So today, Marissa, we celebrate you and all your success. Congratulations. I know this book is going to impact so many people, and I
I,
cannot wait to give it out to my friends and family as well.
yeah. Yes, I can't wait to share it too. And I was delighted when it came. The size of it, it slips into a backpack, it slips into a purse, it fits easily into whatever you've got. And so even a pocket,
Even a Christmas stocking.
even a
Perfect.
Christmas stocking.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. And thank you all for joining us. Can't wait to see you all next time. And again, congratulations, Marissa. More power to you. Can't wait to see what you create. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.